gosh, Pete, 4 gray squirrels.
Okay, you are good to go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. All right. It's a Saturday morning, a little cloudy. That's all right. Let's start with some arm circles. Really big. Waking up the back as you go. This can kind of be a massage. As you come forward with your arms, look down. Let's go the opposite way with the arms back. Really opening the chest, and as the arms come back, looking up. And as they come forward, just coming back to neutral. Looking up as they come up. Really opening the chest, going nice and slow for the back part of this movement. Should feel like a nice massage. Good. Now let's roll down from the top of the head. Here we go. Go as far as is comfortable for you. Find your limit. And wherever your limit is, that's a good place to stay. You can maybe ask for another inch, but don't go past that. And bend your knees, roll up. Couple of shoulder circles. Don't just throw any of these exercises away. Even a shoulder circle can be an opportunity to really wake up your muscles, to work your maximum range of motion. Hit every number on the clock. As you go around, let's reverse forward. Try to get every single angle all the way through the circle. Good. Okay, let's roll down again. If you can, let your head relax at the bottom. If that feels like a bit much, you can bend your knees to let your head find a little relaxation and hang. It's a hanging posture. Good. Now bend your knees, roll on up. Now you're going to, once you get to the top, you're going to have, what's really confusing, if you're one arm is going to reach behind your back, the other arm's going to reach up, and you're going to try to touch the two. I can't do that, but some people can. And find where your limit is. Your limit is before you start cramping, and try to see if you can get a little bit closer than you could normally. Good, let your arms go. Let's shake out the arms a little bit before we do the other side. The other arm goes up. Yep, you may find some differences. If you start to get a cramp, just stop and shake your arm out. Go where you can go to. I'm sure there's somebody there. If Cassandra's doing this, I'll bet she can touch her hands together. Some body types can do this. And shake out your arms. Good one. Okay, now let's just look up and down. Next time you get to the looking up part, stay there. Find length through your throat, stretch your sternocleidomastoids. I love saying that. There's a poetry to that muscle. You can reach your chin forward if you want to increase the stretch. You can poke your chin toward the ceiling. Good, now let's come back and just gently looking down, allowing the force of gravity to increase the stretch. Don't force it. Good, now let's go side to side. Again, it's a very simple motion, but don't overlook it. Focus on each point along the journey. Don't just go from left to right and forget the middle part. And when you get to the end of your range of motion, ask for a little bit more, just a little bit more. Should be luxurious neck stretch, livening up the neck area and the shoulders. One more time. Good, okay, now let's just do a little bounce. And as we bounce, all of the muscles, think of your major muscle groups just jiggling as you go, relaxing, settling down, and waking up at the same time. Relax but energize. See if you can move most of your weight to one leg and keep bouncing. Can you move all your weight to one leg and keep bouncing? Switch to the other leg. Nice and loose. It's easy to tense up once you get onto one leg. All right, let's just shift the weight back and forth. Back and forth. Again, very simple motion. Don't overlook the part when you're halfway there, 3/4 to one side, all the way to one side. Track the whole motion. All right, good. Let's find our meditation posture. Good work waking up, everybody. It's another slightly gray Saturday here. We may get some sun yet, but I like gray days for meditation. Plant yourself into your posture. Feel connected to your chair or the ground. From the groundedness of whatever your point of contact is with the ground, feel a sense of relaxation up through your hips. Minimal effort in the hips. Minimal effort in the lower back area, moving on up to the chest, to the shoulders, to the trapezius, through the neck, If we're saying terms that anyone doesn't know, please let us know and we can do a Sally. Sally can teach us about them. Relaxing through the face, the head, growing ever so slightly taller, and returning to the breath. Whatever you have that you're holding on to, just let it go with an exhale. Anything that's incomplete in your life or you don't feel like you've solved yet, it can wait. You're allowed this time. This little vacation to recuperate. So my teacher's teacher has a saying that I like to come back to sometimes, and it is, meditation is a universal yes to everything. And we're going to work with that today. Whatever you have to work with today, if you have distractions, maybe there's construction work or some animals pattering around. Say yes to those distractions. That's part of your meditation today. If you have something going on at work or in your family that's hard to let go of, that's part of your meditation today. If you have aches and pains, this is all part of the landscape and positive things. Maybe you feel nice and alive from our little warm up. Each of us has a unique landscape today filled with sights and sounds and sensations and the totality of consciousness. And whatever that layout is for you today, appreciate it. Say yes. Say yes even to that little rebellious voice that says, I don't want to say yes. That can happen too. Now, I realize that everybody has things in their life that it's important to say no to and resist. But don't come at that no with a feeling of no. Come at that no with a feeling of, yes, it's okay for me to resist this particular thing. And don't clinch up around it. And when we're actually doing our formal meditation, there is nothing that need be resisted. So I'm going to let you work on that on your own for a while. We'll touch base closer to the end of the meditation. And your job is to let everything in, to say yes. And if you can't say yes, at least accept. So you may be noticing by now that the mind is infinitely creative in finding new ways to resist. There's maybe a feeling that there's something wrong, but I can't quite put my finger on it. If that's the case for you, accept that ambiguity, that vagueness, that vague feeling of discomfort. Say yes to even that. Recognize that right now in this moment, there's nothing wrong. And wait for the next layer of resistance. And then you can do the same work with that layer of resistance, peeling back one layer at a time. As you go, your muscles may begin to relax when you realize that there is no fight or flight situation right now. There is no problem that needs to be solved right now. And also, on the flip side, there may be some of you who are feeling that the resistance is gone for a time. And that there's this whole new landscape of breath, inner awareness, peace. You can just relax in that. The work of this meditation is smoothing out one layer of resistance at a time. Another way to approach this is to say to yourself, everything as it is right now is wondrous, energized, beautiful, complete, whole. Even with all its imperfections, even with all the imperfections of life, there's a completeness to it. You have arrived. We've talked often about using metaphors of water, oceans, whirlpools, rivers, etc. And the reason why water is such a good metaphor is because it doesn't resist. It can take on any container, it can morph itself to whatever you need it to be for the moment. It says yes to whatever forces are acting upon it. Okay, we're coming on to our time here, so let's start a little wiggle of the body. Coming back into motion, coming back into the Saturday, and let's take some deep breaths together. Ready, and inhale. Exhale. Exhaling any last remnants of resistance. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Open your eyes. Here we are. Oh my gosh, the sun's out. I closed my eyes and it was gray, and I opened my eyes and the sun's out. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good situation. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Saturday. Please hang around and talk. Other than that, we'll see you Monday. I don't know if we have any announcements.
No announcements.
No announcements. Have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.
Bye-bye. Sunlight.